What is up, everybody? My name is Nick Pestor. Welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I will be briefly summarizing the month of May 2011 and the three tornadoes that particularly, there's three, but I'm going to stick with these three in this video because there's so many more that I could talk about, but I want to briefly summarize this. But in this video, I will be talking about the month of these three tornadoes that struck in the May 2011 that stick out to me. One will be the Joplin, Missouri EF5 tornado. The second will be the El Reno, Oklahoma EF5 tornado. And then the third one will be the Chickasha, Oklahoma EF4. And I'm going to briefly summarize what these are, or what these tornadoes did, the impacts they left behind. And like I said in the last video, I want to briefly summarize these F5s in particular because I want to save them for a different video because, like I said, they really deserve their own video and breakdown so that way I can explain the impacts that F5s leave behind because F5s are no laughing matter. They're nothing to take lightly. They are dangerous tornadoes and they need to be studied intensely. That's why I want to make them into their own video for you guys. That way I can talk about them and go into as much depth as I can as possible. But I'm going on a side rant, or not side rant, I'm going off topic, but before we go on to the video, I want to thank you all for the support you've been giving me. Thank you for all the views that I had on the last video of April 2011. Thank you for all the support that you've been giving me. And if you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. And we will be starting this video right now. What is there really to say about the Joplin, Missouri EF5 tornado? What really is there to say? I mean, this tornado touched down outside Joplin, Missouri. It was a multi-vortex tornado. This tornado formed from several smaller tornadoes and formed into one massive wedge. This tornado impacted the town of Joplin. It caused over it caused either between $2.7 and $2.8 billion in damages. This tornado killed 158 people. And the scariest thing about this giant tornado was that it struck right as their graduation inside of a high school, at a high school in Joplin was letting out. There were actually videos online that you can look up and see people coming out of the high school, and there were tornado sirens going off. So people were sitting ducks, as they like to call it. Whenever this tornado was coming into town, they were just getting out of graduation. They had to go back into the schools and take shelter as this giant F5 tornado bared down on their town. And I'm going to be showing you some photos of this giant tornado here in just 1 minute. But like I said, it caused, I think, either $2.7 or $2.8 billion in damages. It killed between, I think, 150 and 158 people. And I believe this was the fifth or sixth, I think, F5 to struck the U.S. in this year because there were so many F5s in this year. And this one was the deadliest. And this is and in this pictures, you're going to see how not only can an F5 kill this many people, but it can also cause this damage right here. That's why I want to make them have their own video. But here are the pictures of the damage that this beast caused whenever it hit the town of Joplin. But now we move on to yet another F5 tornado that struck in the year 2011. So many F5s occurred in this year, it just mind boggles me. Because Philadelphia, Mississippi EF5, Hackleburg and Phil Campbell EF5, Smithville, Mississippi EF5, Rainsville EF5, and the Joplin, Missouri EF5, and the El Reno, Oklahoma EF5 tornado. I just cannot believe that many F5s struck the U.S. in that year alone. Man, these tornado outbreaks, man. Oh, man. I just feel bad for all the people who lived in these areas whenever these tornadoes came. Because some of these tornadoes either kill a lot of people or they cause such extreme destruction that even if you were in your basement taking your necessary safety precautions, you still were not safe at all. But now we move on to, yeah, like I said, another EF5, the El Reno, Oklahoma, EF5 tornado. But now we move on to another F5 tornado. This F5 tornado isn't as well known as the other ones that happened in the year 2000. I almost said the month 2011. That wouldn't make sense. But in the year of 2011, this F5 tornado that occurred outside of El Reno, Oklahoma. This thing was on the ground for 63 miles, and this thing is cited for having some of the highest wind speeds ever recorded. Can you hear that cricket in the background? But this EF5 tornado is cited for having some of the highest recorded wind speeds ever recorded by any tornado, ever recorded. Usually F5s only get a little bit above 200 miles per hour, 205, 210 maybe. But this tornado had wind speeds over 270 miles per hour. The tornado tracked over mostly open farmland and rural parts of Oklahoma for a good portion of its life, but as I said, it killed 9 people, and homes were swept clean off of their foundations, trees were debarked, and cars were thrown like toys. The tornado was on the ground, like I said, for 63 miles and caused this much destruction It caused this much destruction and devastation in rural Oklahoma. But now we move on to the final tornado of this video. I apologize for this video being so short. But like I said, well, you already know I'm not going to keep reiterating it, but on to the Chickasha, Oklahoma, EF4. But now I forgot to add something to this tornado. Or not tornado, but to this town. This town not only had a tornado with some of the highest wind speeds ever recorded on Earth, but it also had the widest tornado in history go past the town, or like be near the town too. In May of 2013, a 2.6 mile wide EF3 tornado touched down near the town of El Reno. 2.6 miles across is how wide the tornado was. And previously before that, the widest tornado to ever touch down on this earth was in I think the town of Wilbur or Hallam, Nebraska. I think in 2003 or 2004. But that was the widest tornado up to that point. And then in 2013, a 2.6 mile wide EF3 tornado struck outside. So El Reno has experienced a tornado with some of the highest wind speeds ever recorded and the widest tornado ever recorded, which is crazy. People from El Reno were probably thinking that that's crazy because, they got to be a part of weather history. And if you're watching this from El Reno, I want to get your thoughts about, what's it like to have the widest tornado in history come near your town? And what's it like to have a tornado with some of the highest wind speeds near your town, too? Because that's just mind-boggling to me. Oklahoma and Texas produce or have some of the craziest tornadoes in the world. In the world, they have some of the craziest ones. From Texas to North Dakota, Tornado Alley. But I went on a little side thing here. I just wanted to tell you guys about this. But now onward with the rest of the video. But this tornado that hit Chickasha, Oklahoma, was another violent tornado that occurred on that day. This tornado started out as a little bitty funnel tornado and then it morphed into a massive wedge. It was on the ground for over 25 miles and it killed 1 person. And this tornado occurred on the same day that a whole outbreak was going on in Oklahoma. This EF4 and EF5 occurred on the same day, and this tornado caused quite a bit of destruction in its wake. Like I said, it started out as a little bitty funnel, then became it became a wedge. It's just, these tornadoes occurred on the same day in Oklahoma. Man, 2011 was a crazy year. I think that I'm going to do a video where I talk about the most extreme tornadoes of 2011. And I'm going to talk about the whole year of 2011 as a whole and put into its own separate video. And I'm going to do a breakdown of all the tornadoes. That way, I can do a full breakdown of, of every single tornado, like a 20 or 30 minute breakdown. That way the video will be extremely long in length. That way you can get as much information as possible. But this video was me just talking about the month of May 2011 and giving you guys a brief summary of the tornadoes that I thought were the ones that were the craziest to me. But stay tuned, because I will be dropping another video called an F5 countdown number 2. I'm going to be going down the list of F5 or EF5 and talking about each one. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching the video, and all of you have a great day.